So, y'all got back aboard, safe and sound, mostly. You do have some battle damage. Um, so, you guys are ascending into the air, and shots are flying into the ship, but they're not doing anything. So you guys are pretty much just kind of, actually, you guys are just hanging out. And you're just kind of floating over Malta.
The screams of the bazaar being raised to the ground beneath us. They're barely audible. It looks like fireworks from where we are.
Good job, they say.
We're heroes.
Commence the attack while we're out here.
I want them to say it.
Chapel has a sort of vacuum sealed drink, and there's a straw running from it to a slat on his mask, and there's just noisy filtered slurping coming out.
Manny is gonna look to Eli and say, "Point me to the med bay again."
It's that way. He thumbs back towards the door, but he's way too engrossed with the defab.
I'll show you, Manny, what to.
Much appreciated, Thoreau.
They'll start leading you.
Wait, I'm not here.
Thoreau's gonna kill Manny as soon as he's out of sight.
You
That's
guys
right.
hear over the intercom. Mission team, report to the bridge immediately.
He'll shrug and say, "Hasn't killed me yet. Gangrene hasn't set in, so what's 10 more minutes?"
10 minutes can be very important.
Elson Hendricks is going to say, Manny, you're excused from that. Please go to the med bay.
He's just gonna shrug his shoulders and go.
Yeah, they're probably going to have to replace his whole body with robots.
Allison is going to say, understood to the order, and then head back.
Destiny's gonna start wheeling after, but look at Eli and say, keep this seat for me, huh?
Yeah, whatever.
Chapel doesn't process he's a member of mission team, but follows Allison Hendricks on instinct.
All right. So, Manny, you going to the med bay?
Yeah, I don't necessarily have to play anything out. Just mechanically, I want to try to heal some of my consequences.
Yeah. If you go to the med bay area, there would be some folks there with some med tools that they could use to begin mending that stuff.
Is that this area here?
Yep. But you will be disobeying an order. I don't want that to be.
Oh, Allison told me to, though.
She is outranked by that. But,
Okay.
All
right, that's a good point.
Never
That's a
mind.
good point. That's a good
Yeah.
point. All right,
Okay.
never mind.
If that's the case, Allison didn't say anything. I didn't think about that.
Okay.
I appreciate Sean not being like, haha, I caught you. Thanks for the kick save.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to keep being the problem child.
I don't. I want rank to matter in this and not be like, oh, you know what, boss? I'll get to those boxes later. No, you'll get to them now. You're fired. That's what you'll get to. All right. So you guys all arrive at the bridge.
Yep.
Lieutenant Joe will turn to you guys and say, "You managed to get the DFAD?
Yes, it's been deactivated.
Good. We've got another problem on our hands.
Do we?
As I'm sure at least some of you might have noticed, Sergeant Roland has taken off with 2 of my soldiers in some sort of wild goose chase northeast.
Don't tell me he's going rogue.
Oh, he's a
No.
rogue agent. We're going to have to kill him. Oh, man, we're going to have to sneak in and kill him. Well, let's
Quiet.
look.
He's gone northeast with Skarn. He's taken him by force, beaten something out of him. I'm not sure what. But he divulged some information that he then did not care to relay to me, and then convinced some of the ground crew to actually release him, and shot him out the gun while you guys were trying to bring the DFAD back to me.
Fantastic. Allison looks over at her crew and says, "Does anybody know what that might be relating to?"
All I know is I feel indicated.
Thoreau is going to sit down and pull out the screen that they had previously hacked using Scion technology and try to trace his steps. Retrace. Sorry, I'm forgetting his name. I have it up here. Steinrich. Yeah, Steinrich's tracks and see what's going on there.
You're gonna trace where he went?
Yeah, just kind of like his journey and see if there's any kind of hints about where they might be going or like what
Right.
why they've done this.
You can see that he definitely does go to the med bay where Skarn was. And then you can see that he spent some time there and then, left with another set of prints. Back on out.
Is there ever passing between them any indication of where they're heading, or is it all vocal that I just can't hear?
Let's see. Give me a. Let's see. For that, you're going to need to access the terminal to get a direct link to that, I would say, which you
Okay.
can't do after that right now.
Okay.
You can see
I'll
they
find out
definitely
what I
went
can. Yeah, they will just kind of regard the party and say, there are strings that can be pulled, information to be found.
Lieutenant Joe's going to sort of squint her eyes. What do you mean by that?
They will look at Zhao and say, Steinrich accessed a terminal before leaving. May give some indication of where he's headed.
How are you aware of that?
Thoreau turns the screen around completely.
I don't recall giving you clearance to the security access aboard my ship, Malliot.
They will hand the screen over.
Little demon. I lean over to Manny as if he's not watching this and go, "Little demon boy's in trouble."
Manny will watch on with a furrowed brow.
She'll take the screen and she'll put a thumb to a intercom system. Williams, could you get in here? Escort the Malliot out. Take him to the brig.
Yep, they will do so.
And a soldier will come in.
Before they do, they will point out whatever the terminal is. They access the port, third from the right.
Thank you, but you understand this is something I'd expect from an enemy spy. I can't be too careful.
You're doing what you have to.
And if it means anything, don't touch my ship ever again.
They nod.
This guy will escort you out.
Okay.
Destiny, watching the captain, the lieutenant here with the panel, she'll say, well, now, let's use the information we've got. Thoreau mentioned that they were suspicious of some strange activity. I didn't know what it meant at the time, but perhaps this is it.
The only thing that I got was that Roland mentioned something about rust walkers. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is.
Don't worry, let me roll my lore stat.
Oh yeah, let me roll one.
Thoreau rushes into the door and also roll forward.
Like they're like pulling against the fucking guards. Let me in!
Alright. It's a pretty high lore roll. But Destiny, you would know that while you guys were walking around in the bazaar, you heard some people say the word Rustwalker a few times.
Alright.
It just seems to be whatever it is. It's around this area, colloquial. Allison, on the other hand, you got a little bit more, and that you can tell that this is a gang specifically in this area, and in fact, it is the one other gang that's pretty much left here on Malta, aside from Charon's gang.
Okay. I don't know if they did anything though, right? Like, that's pretty much all I know.
That's all
That
I know.
they're just a gang.
They seem to be very surreptitious in their activities.
Allison's gonna relay that information and say, as far as I'm aware, that's the only other gang here. However, I don't see why what's his name again? I forget every time.
Skarn.
No.
Or Steiner.
Roland and
Steinrich.
Skarn.
I don't see why Sergeant Steinrich would want to go there.
Now, it's interesting because it's kind of some kind of a deal with. It means both of the gangs.
Skarn did seem to possess some knowledge, if you can call it that, in his fried out brain. Of some kind of a deal with Sharon. So it's possible that either he's among the Rust Walkers, there's some sort of communication going on between the two of them that we didn't know about, or maybe they were somewhere in the middle, he and Randy.
Playing both sides.
Not smart out here, but then again, neither is Skarn.
Yeah.
Is Sergeant Steinrich currently answering any communications? Or has the entire team gone silent?
Oh, Sean, you're muted. If you
Yeah.
might have intended to.
Oh God, why did I do that?
No worries.
Josh speaks, but no sound comes out.
The back of his face spills you out.
She says, "No, I've had no communication with him since he launched. I swear to God, I'm going to court-martial him for this. I don't care what Lake says."
This is
It's your
classic
tech.
classic rogue agent behavior. Yeah, this is gonna have to be seek and destroy. I'll take care of it.
If it's your tech, can you take the choice away from him? Is there a way that you can remote hack the contact broadcast without his input?
I'm sorry. For me, Sean, what are you implying?
Yeah, I don't
So-
understand either.
There's communication. You guys have comm devices. Is there a way that this is the mothership? Can you override and just force messages to go through, like open it up if you were to like hack it remotely?
Oh no. She means that anything she's sent has not been returned. He's
Yeah,
probably
like
hearing
he's
it,
just not answering.
not answering.
Yeah,
It's marked
I-
red.
I get that. Is there a way that you can override that because we're on like the mothership with all your tech?
Do you want to like hear what he's saying?
Like, is there not a way that like Destiny or Thoreau could potentially, I guess, for lack of a better word, I hate using the word hack ever, but basically hack the comms, open them up, even though he's trying not to answer them?
I mean, we can't force him to like physically talk.
Can't force him to speak, but that would also, like, if he were talking at the time that you did it, you'd hear whatever he was saying.
Oh, just
Yeah, I
like
mean-
hear his brancing.
Yeah.
You could do that, but like that would require some actual like military grade like jamming device.
Gotcha. Nothing we have on board.
Like an interference like listener post would have to be doing that. This
Gotcha.
isn't really built for that. It's just if it's a closed comm, it's a closed comm. They can't really
Make-
open it.
Makes sense, yeah.
Destiny could even Destiny
Destiny.
could even give that insight and say, "I don't think we have anything powerful enough on the ship."
It was worth a shot.
Does Steinrich have any kind of reason to be going after the gang? Any sort of history?
Not that I know of. He seemed to think he was being left out, though. I could tell from the mission that was
Oh,
embarked on.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't think he was that unprofessional to go ahead and do something like that, but here we are.
Have any of the other amps that left been communicating?
No, they have not.
Anybody on board close to Steinrich, somebody whose lips we might be able to loosen, encourage them to give us some info.
Well, he took the two pilots who he considers his wingmen, but He is always speaking with the men, so you may as well confer with a few of them. If there's anything to be gained, they might have something to say.
So I missed a little bit of the Skarn conversation. Is Skarn just out of commission right now?
He's gone.
He was
He
abducted.
took Skarn.
Okay.
Yeah.
By force, or we don't know yet.
So we were sent here to get the DFAD. Did we know that there was only one? Is there a possibility that there's more?
There's always a possibility there was more.
Okay, so Allison's gonna say, maybe if he was feeling left out, there's a possibility of another DFAD existing.
It's not a bad conclusion.
Perhaps, but for as bullheaded as Steinrich is, he doesn't seem like the type to just waste resources like that outright just to get something that anyone else would be getting at that moment.
So what's
I
more
believe-
valuable than a DFAD? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, you can go on.
Oops, my
Nice.
anarchy symbol.
He just says, so what's more valuable than a DFAD?
Video games.
Honestly, I haven't a clue.
Well, I say then, if you are willing to extend more resources, we can certainly go and figure out what the situation is for you.
She's going to bring her hand up and sort of pinch between her brows and say, half a mind to cut and run, but I know that is not what I am charged with doing in this group, of course.
Think how much better it'll feel when you can, reprimand him.
I don't know.
Oh, no,
We have a DFAB. We already got one. Even if he gets another, we have one. We can just leave him. Mission accomplished.
I have no intention of actually leaving him. I'm just
Oh,
trying to vent some of my stress at this moment.
come on.
Yes, I would appreciate any kind of help that you could give me, but you're going to need any repairs from that scuffle that you were just in.
How is everyone looking? I know only my shield took some damage.
My body's pretty bad, and I just took 1 stress on my sword.
Remora
Yeah, your
does
body
have
is
damage
It's not good.
from an initial hit.
Um,
Or-
any stress on an amp doesn't go away, right? Like you have to fix that.
Gotta fix.
Okay. How long does that take?
Depends on how many people you got working on them. You guys got a good sizable group of people here. But,
Because I just want to know, like, if we try and get like battle ready, is it going to be like kind of late to go after Steinrich at that point?
at this moment, it'd take a few hours.
Okay. Yeah. Allison's
day.
gonna. Huh?
Not all day though.
Yeah. Allison's gonna say then. I'd appreciate a few hours for us to fix our amps. And do as much good as Manny can get in the med bay.
Surprised you're not sending me to the brig with Thoreau, but I'll take it.
Allison just hold on. She just shoots you a glare.
He's gonna raise a hand and he's gonna say, "I know what I did wrong. It won't happen again."
Take the provoke. No, I'm just kidding.
Here you go. Here you go. See. Damn.
Yeah,
This
she just
hurts
wants
the
you to
man.
be quiet.
Yeah, he'll pipe down after that.
Lieutenant Zhao will look between you guys. Very good. I will tell. Oh, hold on. She'll say, I'll get as many personnel as I could spare to help with the repairs and speed up anything. I just hope this doesn't turn out the way that I think it's going to.
I could go now,
No, Chapel, we're gonna wait.
but I could go. Shadowblades isn't just fast. Lightning fast warrior is sneaky, like me. Is a big chapel. Only it can teleport.
Can you do investigate with your amp?
Not very well, especially after I swapped out the previous stunt. I used to be able to.
Yeah, Allison's gonna say, I would rather us all go together. Stand by, please. And, Lieutenant Zhao, I would like to request that you allow Thoreau to accompany us. And as soon as they come back on deck, he can go, wherever you would like them to.
Thoreau is going to remain in the brig until you guys are ready to take. And
Understood.
I'm going to be having a word with them.
Allison just nods in agreement.
Now, if there's nothing else, you all are dismissed.
Oh, yeah. He turns and offers a closed fist underhanded towards Manny.
Manny will reach for it.
He opens it and there's nothing in it. He says, "You're going to need all the energy to heal your synthetic parts, Mr. Robot Man. I'm giving you your power back."
Manny will take it with his robotic arm, and he'll say, thanks, Chapel. I can always count on you.
I instantaneously forget every fighting lesson I learned in the gym.
Lieutenant, I'd like a word.
Of course. In private or amongst the rest?
Privately.
Very well. The rest of you are dismissed.
Chapel's waiting for the two of them to leave the room, as if he was supposed to stay behind. So he catches on late and double takes around the room and then leaves.
Manny leaves too.
Yep. I'm gonna head out.
Disney will roll up and she'll say, I'm going to speak freely now and save Thoreau the trouble. I'm the one who gave Thoreau the tech.
She's going to tilt her head with a furrowed brow. Miss Acker, I didn't expect this from you.
I understand. I personally got a really bad idea about something that was going on in the ship after we obtained the initial false defect. The way that Eli spoke, it seemed like there was something that hadn't been disclosed, and it was problematic to the fact that we had been chased. Thoreau seemed to agree, and wanted to look into it.
I see. And so you thought that would give you free reign to access our security logs?
No. I'm not saying what I did was right. I'm just fessing up. So, before you go putting all the blame on them, I want to be forward.
Very well. You'll receive full disciplinary action for it.
She'll not. Whatever
Though
you see fit.
I do appreciate your candor.
I'd ask that you at least let me help tend to the mech so we can go save your men. But obviously, not my discretion.
You're free to do as you like now, but after this mission is over, I'll be having a word with your superiors.
She'll just kind of give you a salute and say, appreciate it. So, go easy on them. They really are seemingly with good intent.
Yes, of course. I will leave you with this. The next time you intend to do something like that, please think of the NEF first.
You're right.
Whether this Thoreau is trustworthy or not remains to be seen, in my eyes. You have to look at it from that perspective. The rest of the NEF and the New Earth Alliance as a whole does not trust outsiders like perhaps you do. You must be patient in this regard. These things can go out of proportion very quickly.
Well, I'm hearing you loud and clear. I gotta admit, I got a bit of a soft spot, but I'll be more careful.
Thank you. Now, was there anything else?
No, it's it.
Very well. You're dismissed.
She'll wheel back, start heading down to the hangar.
Okay.
Can she get a fate point for coming clean?
Sure. I'll do that.
Thanks, Kane.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that is.
Your whole, both sides. Yeah, that fits right into that.
It does. Kane's got my back. Also, I didn't want you to be fucking lambasted.
I didn't expect that. That was pretty cool.
You're my friend, man. Don't ever deceive me.
Yeah, so y'all are
It's the
free
royal
to do as you
man,
will.
by the way.
Oh my
I will
God.
have something small actually at the med bay that's based on a roll.
Sure thing.
But you can do whatever other scene first.
I mean, we're just going through these, so you can do
Okay.
yours first if you want.
So I want to use context in its most pure sense, and basically, as I'm being worked on in the med bay, I want to just probe, kind of case people for anything that they might have heard.
Okay.
So this is just, yeah, fuck me, right?
Yeah, fuck me. Yeah.
Hey, you guys hear anything about Skarn? Who? He was here before. No, but you're hurt. Sit down.
The shift changed over about an hour ago.
Yeah.
Guys, you guys.
Oh yeah, that was A shift, buddy. We're B shift.
Yeah.
Sit down.
They're
A
sleeping
guy,
right
a guy
now.
wheels in a cart that has stuff on it for Scar's family, but you know,
Comfort. It's me. A comfort cart.
it's
Oh,
like
no. And he sits down and starts talking about Scar, and the two doctors look at each other, get out a syringe, and plant it in Manny's arm, and he falls asleep. So Skarn, he's from the bazaar. He works with this guy Randy. They're just fucking approaching him.
honestly, it could be down to that where these guys, they probably hear the delirious ramblings of soldiers constantly while they're
Yeah.
coming in and out of consciousness. So that is just more information that they just aren't. They're not
Yeah,
putting
they're-
anywhere.
They're like, this guy's lost a lot of blood. Oh yeah,
I
well,
think-
we'll find him, sir. We'll definitely find him.
I rob him of credence as I'm leaning in the doorway with the drink. Just, yeah, he got banged up pretty bad. A lot of head injuries. He's probably not gonna know what he's talking about. I've seen this kind of thing before.
Sir,
No,
could you leave the room? We're operating here.
I'm not in the room. I'm in the doorway.
Get out.
The door shuts. Chapel makes no different expression, but he just leaves.
Door closes really slowly for some reason. The pneumatics are very slow.
I think Allison would have asked to have been alerted as soon as Manny's stable or whatever.
He's not, he dies.
Yeah.
Eyes on the table.
Where do you think we are, Miss Hendricks?
I'm gonna turn off his little beep boop machine.
My God. Yeah, so everybody else is free to do whatever the fuck you want. Except Thoreau. You're not free to do anything.
It's like you're mocking them.
Fucking frig.
It's someone's birthday party and Thoreau has to watch through the slats as you all eat cake.
Oh. Do you need me to roll anything for fixing mechs, Sean?
Yeah. Give me some crafts rolls.
Okay.
Give me 2 of them.
Okay. 1,
Good.
2. Better.
Hey. All right. I'll let you divvy that up between, let's see, Chabel is the torso of his. And then whoever else had damage, I think it was, I think Manny had a little bit, right?
Manny does. I do.
And you
And
do.
so-
On my shield as well.
So yeah, you could divvy those up as you please. Yeah.
Do people want to just kind of write out what you have so
Yeah.
that Destiny can kind of decide on their time?
So I'm gonna be I'm gonna be forward and say I'm gonna fix the damage that's on my head, legs, and torso because I can get crippled so easily if I don't. So
Okay.
Oh, you don't have
That's-
to. Yeah. That's
3.
you.
Yep. That's 3.
So left is 7.
Yeep. 7 to spend.
Honestly, don't worry about me. I think we should.
No, I mean physically yes, but like the one stress on my sword.
Okay.
Okay, we've got 7.
If you run out of points, then you do me last. I don't
So
have any body damage, so
fix chapel up entirely.
Mhm.
It's actually perfectly enough.
oh okay.
Yeah, if it's 1, 3. 1,
No, because they're 8. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
2. Oh, that's true. That's true.
I'm missing 1. So I'm gonna do chapels 3. I'm gonna do Allison's 3 on the shield. I'm gonna do Manny's 1 on the sword. So I'm gonna
That
leave
works.
Allison with 1 shield damage. I've got 1 shield damage on each of my shields as well.
All right, cool. Everyone, clear up that stress.
Cool system. I like that a lot.
Hey,
Right.
Wheels. Do you know where any bazookas are? They don't need to be surplus. I don't really pay for the premium stuff.
Like, for your amp?
Yeah, I really was into the twin blades thing for a while, but people are kind of jumping on the bandwagon. I don't want to do it anymore. It's lame.
She's gonna look over her shoulder to PTK, which she built.
That's right.
Say, well, we can talk about modification. She's going to, I guess, whistle at one of the workers nearby. She's gonna say, "Do you have any alternative amp? Wow, alternative amp weapons? That was quite a tongue twister."
We can scrounge around. Generally speaking, they don't, send corvettes out with much surplus. We might
I
be able to find
understand.
something.
See what you can find. If you can't, we'll make a stop somewhere.
All right. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna find any of that stuff, it's probably down that big old, whatever you call it.
Don't remind me.
It's gonna.
All right, Chapel, listen.
He's also
nice.
gonna wait for 2 minutes and then come back and say, "Man, we can't find any." I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
Chapel, listen. That nice man's gonna go see what he can find, but it's not easy to just have a giant gun sitting on a ship, right?
Yeah, that's just I need one. All
I understand.
all the boomers are getting in and they're doing twin blades now. It's not cool anymore. I need a big gun.
What I'm trying to tell you is we might not have one here, but if we can get one, I can attach it to your ship.
Oh, so you're saying
Yeah.
can I have a ride?
Oh. To where?
I don't know. Wherever you're going, sit in your lap.
No.
My legs are tired.
You should be grateful you've got him, mate.
I'd be more grateful if they weren't tired.
Let's just roll our eyes and say, "Well, look for a gun, mate."
No, he's gonna
Guy's gonna
storm
come back.
out.
This guy's gonna come back, and in his arms is a personnel bazooka. It is just it's a bazooka, but it's just for people. I found this down in the armory. I mean, it's just a, standard grade.
I take it.
Is that what you want? Oh, okay.
I'm walking out with it.
It was
Okay.
a bad idea.
Is he gonna?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go get that.
Go get that.
Am I supposed to? This guy. I haven't even made this guy's sheet. I'm literally making it right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what has to happen. Often you don't plan out the random flight guy, so you have to decide what you reckon his notice is,
There we
etc.
go. It'll be a 1.
Wow.
Fuck.
Wow.
What? Matches? I don't know what that means. I always forget. It's always like context sensitive.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
a
know.
lesser version of what you wanted. So I want to just escape everyone's notice. He can probably track me to.
I see you, Shrek, run down the hall, but you're too far away. I know vaguely where you went, but you're kind of like, I don't know.
He can track like the half of the ship I'm on. I've ducked into. There's more space in the bottom half, so I'm somewhere on the aft end of the ship.
You just see the 3 cells of animation of your character's back as this giant man is huffing through the hallway. What the? Okay, well. It's animated so well.
Yeah.
All right. So you and the rest of the engineers deck get to work repairing the amps.
Excellent.
I wanted to look to see if anybody knew what was going on with Roland.
Sure.
Am I able to do a notice to make an advantage for investigate by noticing which crew members look nervous or look frazzled in some way?
Look nervous or frazzled? Yeah, you could.
Okay.
To get
I mean-
pedantic, it seems like finding if they're nervous or frazzled seems like empathy, and notice could be more like you've noticed them in the past fraternizing with Steinrich.
Okay. Yeah.
That'll make the challenge easier.
Okay.
Whoa!
Oh,
Wow.
She knows personnel. Oh, you got a good notice.
yeah.
Yeah, you would say that the other pilots that you guys were just fighting with, who are over here in their amps on the other side of the bay, would probably be the most up to date with what the fuck Steinrich was doing.
What's the
Probably
is that a success or a style on that their easier challenge?
that is a successful style, actually. Yeah.
All right, two advantage uses of good with faces. We'll call it.
Yeah, there you go. So these fellows would probably know something.
So I'm gonna roll and investigate.
Okay. Dang. Would it be investigate? Yeah, I would, right? Or
I think so.
it's conversation, I guess.
To me, this is one of those overlap things because investigation kind of needs as much as it can get. It can't do everything context does, but like if she's commencing her investigation and talking to people on the ship, that seems like Columbo's investigation. You're investigating by surveying people.
That's true. I guess report or that would work. Okay. All right. So, I'll say, okay. So you approach one of these dudes, and they'll turn to you, and what do you say to them?
Where is this again?
Down here,
Over.
on the left side.
Okay.
These are the guys who are
Allison-
just fighting with you, by the way. So.
Oh, I see. She's gonna walk in and she's gonna be like, "Hi guys, good work out there. I really appreciate that."
Yeah. One guy's gonna look to the amp that's missing an arm. He's just gonna say, "Yeah, did our best." Thanks,
As soon
ma'am.
as soon as we figure out what's happening with Steinrich, I'll be sure to try and get some of the best people to fix your amp. Speaking of Steinrich, has he told you anything about what he's doing right now?
They're gonna look at each other, then one of them's gonna look at you. Yeah, he mentioned something about trying to get into a base. Something about the Rustwalkers having some tech or something.
He didn't happen to mention what the name of the tech is, did he?
Oh yeah, he did. The other guy will chime in. Said something about a drive, some kind of drive. What was it? I don't know. PM drive? Is that it?
Oh shit.
No. I don't know. Something M. It had an M in it. Drive. That's all I heard. I had
Do
never
I
heard of
know?
it before.
Do I know what that is?
Oh lore. Or
Okay.
crafts actually.
Oh, I don't have craft, so that's what a -1.
Are you intending to roll? I mean, either one will work for those technically.
Yeah, you got
Oh.
options.
Yeah, okay. I'll just stick with the lore then.
Right, as was illustrated to you by Destiny before, that a drive is just something that is. Every amp has drives. It's like putting an operating system on your computer. It's just something that is put in there that's standard issue. And that gets it going. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. But you don't know what the M is or whatever they're talking about with that.
Well, if you start to recall the name, please let me know.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll give you a thumbs up.
Great. And she thumbs back up, back to them, and walks out and goes to find, Destiny. To ask her about this.
I love that.
He just outlines the plan one thing at a time, but he thinks
Yeah.
he didn't quite hear him right.
He's like
mentioned
not
about-
not positive.
Taking it through the south, taking out 2 of the guards, getting the specific item
I think
that's on this
the
guy's
code
body.
was 0141. I'm not sure.
He said the
I
code
think the
was
map- He goes, I think the map looked like this, and he draws it perfectly.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
He does
Yeah.
that SpongeBob thing where he draws a whole head and then erases part of it.
Yes.
Perfectly does a scan line version of it. Yeah, that's all right. Thoreau, your door that you've been put in a one of the brig areas.
Sure.
With a guard standing outside. The door will open up, and the lieutenant will stand there and walk in.
Yeah, Thoreau will be sitting cross-legged in the back, just kind of keeping themselves as far away from the door as possible. Not making any malicious intent. They seem to have just been seated here the entire time.
Okay. Lieutenant Jia will sort of wave one of the guards back who tries to come in as well with her, and she'll just sort of like lift a hand that she's already. She'll close the door. And let's see, she'll just look at you and she'll just say, "So, you're poking around our mainframe."
Yes.
And might I ask, what exactly drove you to do that in the first place? Who on board tipped you off into whatever suspicion it was that you had? Because clearly it wasn't coming from Miss Acker.
God, who was it? It was Skarn. And then yeah, it was Skarn. Okay, looking forward, they will say chemical interrogation is unreliable. People are prone to blend fiction and fact. But Skarn revealed something when speaking to Destiny Acker. The existence of a third accomplice. They were called a smooth talker.
Interesting. But as interesting as it is, it doesn't give you free rein to meddle about with the guts of my ship.
Maliots are taught to find weakness. The open circuit was one of yours. The guild would have rewarded this discovery and its exploitation. I'm still trying to understand the NEF.
She's going to cross her arms and sort of lean against the bed. You know, Miss Acker is going to be taking full disciplinary action for what it is that you did. Hope you're aware of this.
That was her choice.
That's all you have to say?
It was a foolish decision. She would have been better not doing it.
She's going to purse her lips and sort of lift her head and squint at you, a bit confused. I don't entirely understand the way it is that you think, Maliot. You had her help you in the first place, and yet you're disavowing it. I don't know that I follow.
I told her that I would not come back to her. I failed her in that way. I had hoped that she would know better than to reveal herself.
She's going to uncross her arms and sort of stand and adjust her jacket, and she'll just say, yes, well, she is part of Seed, which is part of the NEA, which you are not. So she understands that kind of thing, something like loyalty. And regardless of your inability to comprehend it, she's still going to be punished. So I would suggest apologizing to her, even though it doesn't seem rational for you to do so.
They will just kind of like be considering it, staring forward. Then they will look up and say, there was one guiding principle for Maliot. A kind of wisdom, a platitude. The only one I hold true. You strike steel where it is weakest. That is how it becomes stronger. That is what I do.
There will be a long silence, and she'll kind of just stare at you and say, you were forged in something that I can't understand, Maliot, but when you're here on my ship, I want you to understand that you're under my jurisdiction.
I will
Just
not make
remember
that. Yeah. They will just nod firmly.
Well, anyway, you're free to go. I just wanted to speak with you to make things plain. I'm sure you understand.
Yes. I apologize. And then they
She'll
give
have
a yeah, they give a curt, like, little quick bow. They have never apologized in their entire fucking life, and even now it doesn't feel right. But they do it, and then they allow the space for them to leave.
She'll just nod and say, thank you. And she'll come out, and the door will be open, and she'll just make her way out.
All right, Throw gets shot 8 times as they leave the door. Yeah, and I will eventually go find Destiny, but I figure we can keep this moving.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that now if you want.
Okay. Perfect.
Also
Throw
joined up with
something.
Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm fine, mate.
Yeah, Thoreau will almost undoubtedly know to look in the brig here, not the brig, the loading dock here.
To me.
Yeah. And what
Chapel-
is Destiny doing?
Chapel resurfaces without a bazooka.
Great.
Oh no.
Somewhere.
Where'd he put it? I had the same
I'll
idea.
never tell.
I can't wait for the reveal where he like pulls it out of somewhere.
It's in an air duct where it like meets other air ducts. It's just like a rat nest of garbage that he's put there with his teeth. He just drags things in with his mouth and puts it there and leaves it there.
The heat goes on for the first time, and you can see a couple lights lighting up on the bazooka slowly.
Oh no!
Uh,
And a clock that says 5 hours. Why did they do that?
Destiny is just working on amps. She's currently like hitched up to maybe Allison's as she's repairing the shield.
Okay. Thoreau will kind of clear their throat to get your attention.
your throat.
She'll lean
Yeah, there
back.
it is.
She's got a big old pair of goggles on. She'll say, "How good they let you go."
I'm sorry I failed you.
Oh, well, you didn't fail me.
I promised that none of this would come back to you. It did. The work
Good.
was sloppy.
No, I mean that wasn't your fault. You gave them good information. They were gonna lambaste you for it.
Have they used it? They say, almost forgetting the apology immediately, just wanting to know.
Oh yeah.
What did they find?
Well, man, what did we find? We learned that fuck. Big tired ass brain.
It'd be a perfect time for Allison to start talking about what she found out.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Allison walks in.
I think
Exposition.
Allison walks in and she goes, Destiny! Oh, Thorough, you're here too. Perfect. I had a question for
Yeah,
the
and
two
Chapel.
of you. Oh, hi, Chapel.
Chapel St. Beef is here too.
Mm-hmm.
Allison
Anyways,
Hendricks, I'm sorry. They just keep apologizing. They
Me
can't
too.
stop.
Allison Hendricks, I'm sorry.
Wow.
thank you, Thorough. Please let me know how your talk with Lieutenant Xiao went later.
Slight nod.
What do you need, Allison?
He got in trouble.
So I was talking to a couple of the, what do I call them? Like gunners?
Pilots? They are pilots.
Yeah, pilots. I was talking to a couple of the pilots that were just helping us, who are familiar with Sergeant Steinreich.
Right.
Apparently he heard something about like what was it called? A drive?
A drive.
Started with the letter M. Either of you know anything about that?
Go ahead and throw
Oh.
some lore in there.
Do the same. Wow. Wow.
Thanks, Drew.
Yeah, there we go.
I feel like this is gonna make sense in lore anyway, but
Chapel thinks really
Yeah.
hard, and there's just two circuits sparking and not connecting at all.
Oh, this is a perfect reveal given what I already know.
I was gonna say I feel like it's something that like you should. It's just like
Yeah.
gut feeling.
Oh, Sean, you're muted.
God damn it. I
No
don't know when that happened. I feel like I'm Declan.
worries.
What the hell?
You forgot.
Got his ass.
Am I the only one who does
Always
that?
getting muted all the time.
I guess I do that, and I don't remember everyone else doing it.
Yeah. So, anyway, Throw, you've heard M drive is not a thing. It's got to be something with an M, and you can think that it's probably some kind of let's call it a tool-assisted version of a drive that's able to modify the abilities of an amp, and not just one amp. This thing could actually potentially be used to sort of leech off of the amps that are also within range of it. Something that actually sends out a signal from itself. You know that there's a few different versions of that kind of thing, but whatever they're talking about is pretty powerful tech if it's whatever it is.
Got just a fucking signal that can empower them that much. That is crazy technology.
It is both a signal
Yeah.
that is portable and amp-sized, and also a means to control whatever it is that they're controlling.
Honestly, sounds like a
A
way
DFAT.
powerful DFAT and a way powerful version of something Destiny's got in her amp.
Yeah, a little bit. That's okay, interesting. Yeah, Thoreau will just kind of pass through their information and say, it's most likely a tool-assisted drive. one that would be able to apply its strength to multiple amps. It's a very valuable piece of technology.
Would have
Who's
been
it?
great if we had been informed about that.
Who's it associated with, Sean? We know that?
Is it Scion Tech?
It is Guild Tech.
Yeah, following that up, they will say, I had my suspicions. There's an individual named Zev who's working with Risky Randy. They were looking for an amp drive. I did not know which one. It
That
makes
makes
sense. Yes. If Randy knew, then Skarn would as well.
Why is Steinrich going after? Try to get the bigger hole?
Well, absolutely.
This guy.
This
If-
fucking can't.
If he actually gets his hand,
Guard.
if he gets his hands on it, we'll probably all be fired. So, someone among us who's an assassin should probably go kill Steinrich.
We
No.
won't be fired, Chapel. We did do our job. However, thankfully, our repairs leave them hopefully sweating a bit if there's any sort of struggle. Maybe we can still get some points if we go and snatch it out from under him.
And
Everyone
if he
good?
happens to die in the process,
No, Chapel, do not kill
oh Phoebe
Sergeant
Lay.
Heinrich.
Well, the repairs are almost complete. Where's Manny?
He died.
Yeah, do I get a notification about
Just a
Manny?
flat line on a heart monitor.
Yeah, it's on your Apple iWatch. There's just a line going across. It says Manny dead.
Oh, shit.
If you hold it this way, it's going up, so I think it's really long.
Yeah. Very dehumanizing.
Allison says, everyone stay here and prep. We'll be leaving soon. And I'm gonna go grab Manny.
In the meantime, these two fellows, actually not just two, fucking these three dudes, are going to be hauling the DFAT up and moving it across the deck under. Eli's going to be like, whoa, careful of that. No, careful. Yeah, don't hit that. Oh, don't hit that. Jesus Christ.
We cut in, it's one weirdly strong guy. He's just lifting it on his back, like, what the hell?
Looking completely bemused, too. This guy couldn't care less about lifting this thing.
Is Thoreau still here, by the way?
Yeah, they are just watching the DFAD being carried away.
All right. Destiny will regard them as we're, waiting for Allison to go fetch Manny, and she'll. I don't want you to sweat it too much. It's not your fault. You don't have to apologize. You held up your end of the bargain. I chose to say something because I didn't feel it was right. They were using the information. You're going to get in trouble for it anyway.
As I understand it, there is an agreement between all NEF forces to obey without questioning. I did not do that.
Yeah, but if you hadn't, we would be left stranded. It's something to consider.
I agree with you. The NEF does not.
The NEF does not always, but sometimes they're open to change. It's a slow process, as you might reckon.
Alright, I'm gonna use a fucking stunt. I want to know some aspects about you. Let's figure this out.
Wink.
Yeah.
What is this, like something I defend against? Or...
It's still the same thing. It's empathy to discover aspects. So you just roll with deceive, or you can forego that, I guess.
Yeah. I guess
Okay.
I'll probably just forgo that, given what I'm talking about and the fact that Destiny's not really trying to like sugarcoat it.
Yeah. What's going on?
Give you this.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, Throw will just kind of like, it'll be silent confirmation of what they had hoped for, as they just kind of nod a bit more enthusiastically than they have before and say, good. Very good. I think you do understand.
Yeah. I think that'll be
Cool.
it.
Yep.
Right. Manny, let's see. How are you doing?